And this is a picture of Trump fisting a dolphin.
It's your boy Kev coming back at it again with another podcast. I have to my right my boy Darren, the one, the only, type 1 diabetes.
What's up? How's it going?
Not by choice.
I got my beautiful wife to the left. I got my boy... Wait. Oh, I forgot your name. My bad. My beautiful wife, Kayla, to the left.
Hello. I'm more than just a wife. Thank you.
That's true. My bad. My bad.
I have a name, damn it.
Right.
I know, right? I got my boy, Jucifer, to the left. Or
Hello.
to the right.
We don't need directions.
I know, right? Well, eventually we're going to have cameras. And then the last but not least, the midget from the Bidget, John.
Good evening.
I gotta know, what's a bidget?
I have no
I think
idea,
he just
dude.
pulled that out of his ass.
I did. I just went, whoop.
First thing we're Googling is, what's a bidget?
Okay, what is going on with the sound equipment?
It must be yours. If after you unplugged it.
Well, I don't know if it fixed. All right.
Oh, it auto-corrected to what is a bidet.
Right.
So, I clean your ass.
Yeah, start it again.
Guys, we just blew out everybody's ears.
Everybody lose their shit. Look at Drew's. Look at the spike.
I know, dude. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Drew, you got yours back in?
Yeah, it's so weird it's doing it.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Try holding it differently, maybe. How's that?
That's better.
All right, but I would like to say is...
Now that we got our technical difficulties done, and we're keeping this all in.
I thought it was funny how it took you like 10 seconds to, say Kayla's name.
Right. He was looking at me like,
'cause
why
he's-
didn't you say anything?
No, he's sitting there all like, yeah, my wife, oh shit, what's her name again?
I was wondering why we're sitting
Wait,
in
which one are
silence,
you?
bro. I was like, did you? Yeah, like, was it a lapse of moments? Or he's like, this is my wife.
Right, and like I don't know why. I just like, okay, that's how I'm gonna introduce her to this time.
Yeah, he's like...
I'll come up. I will get better ways of introducing you
You're
all.
just gonna say life partner from now on.
No.
No, here's Kev. He's like, and when my beautiful wife,
Abraham.
He's gonna sound out every letter of the alphabet till he gets it right.
What did you want to be known as today, babe?
Right. So my
This
bad.
is babe.
Okay. My bad, guys. I fumbled the beginning. I've been saying either my beautiful wife, my wife, and I always put your... I don't always put your name afterwards.
But meanwhile, nobody else in the room is decent looking, according to Kevin.
Well, I'm not going to call you beautiful.
You better fucking call
Not on
Darren
air.
something.
I mean, if you want me to call you beautiful, I will.
I said you better call Darren something, mother.
Yeah,
I did. He's type 1 diabetic.
See,
Yeah,
he
it's
always
true, they
resorts
get
to
you-
that.
yeah.
Drew gets
When in doubt,
Drucifer.
fall back to the diabetes.
Right. Drew gets Drucifer, and you get your little intro, and Kayla gets beautiful wife.
I get leprechaun.
Why are we discussing this now?
You know what they say. It doesn't matter how you get to the end of the rainbow and get the gold, as long as you beat the leprechaun when you get there.
Well, yeah, that's not hard when the leprechaun's only 5 foot.
Well, and magical teleportation powers.
Right.
Just imagine a leprechaun. You're trying to get the gold, and then he throws a rainbow into your eyes, and you're like, "I'm fucking blind. I'm blind."
Have you ever
Fucking
watched
4-leaf clover.
Right. Have you ever watched Leprechaun in the Hood?
Oh, yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, what if I had 4-leaf clover
Oh
ninja
my
stars?
gosh.
Watch
dope.
Leprechaun
That's a
in the
movie?
Hood. No. Forget about Leprechaun in the Hood.
It's the Leprechaun in general, bro.
Have you seen The Luck of the Irish?
Oh, I
Oh,
love
that Disney movie?
So
yeah,
good.
that movie went hard, bro.
Yes, one of my favorites.
Hard.
Same with Smart House
Smart House.
and The 13th Year.
13th Year
That was
also
actually
solid.
that Look of the Irish movie was Shane Gillis' first movie role as a kid.
That's incorrect. However, that is where my favorite Detective Lassiter was discovered by me and by people who don't know who Detective Lassiter is. It's the super stoic detective on the hit USA show Psych.
Not sponsored by that.
I've never seen Psych, so I have no idea about it.
I love
you
Spiked.
you are missing out. Psych is actually a really good show.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, no,
It's just a guy who has no real abilities, but just uses simple his power of observation to solve crimes.
Hey, John, did you put a bet in not too long ago? Oh, okay. I was just wondering because DraftKings popped up on my phone, and it's usually when you put a bet in.
I was like, no, it's All-Star Weekend. If you guys are interested, and by the time this thing comes out, it'll be over. So
True.
Dude, that is so
Don't forget
true.
that.
Because we're far ahead on our recordings right now, which is nice, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yes.
Joel just edit that last part out where it says we're ahead, but we're currently caught up to date on the recordings.
Well, no, I mean, like, haven't you listened to podcasts where they're like, "Oh, it's this date"?
I know. Well, it's like all the other ones where like, well, when they hear this, to be listening to it next week.
Right.
So that's why I said All-Star games tomorrow, but by the time y'all hear this,
That's absolutely
It's crazy how that works.
If
I know,
only
dude.
if only it were already over, because I didn't really care to begin with.
me neither.
That's all right.
Especially the format this year. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah, moving on to some UFOs.
Out of this world shit.
Under this world stuff.
I said out of this world.
Well, yeah, but or do they come from the water? You never know.
I never searched aquatic aliens,
Well,
aka
Or
dolphin.
they come from the core
Yep.
of the earth.
Yep, I
I've
seen
heard
it
that one.
myself. I seen them. Dolphins are aliens. I've heard them singing so long, and thanks for all the fish. That's also a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference.
I've never seen that movie.
What?
Well, here's a fun fact.
I
Is-
Sorry, hold up.
No,
I
sorry.
started watching it and I turned it off because I didn't get into it for some reason.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Pikachu.
I just remember like watching probably like the first 15-20 minutes of it and then never watching it again.
That's in my like top 10 favorite movies of all time.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that
that
is in
movie
your
was
top
not
10.
that great.
It's something about it. Well, I mean, I read the book.
Nostalgic, maybe?
Yeah, I read the book.
Maybe
and
just
I watched the movie.
I'm
It
pretty
just matches your
sure
humor.
We could start naming off some banger movies that you'd probably be like, oh, maybe it's not in my top 10 anymore.
Fast and the Furious isn't even in my top 10.
They can't. Oh, which one?
Well, which
1 through
one?
21.
Name them. And
said,
none
I
of them are in
I
it.
thought like the first one, the
Okay.
first two were good. I compared them as one.
Oh, yeah. Well, ooh.
They're
Not-
just
not
there's
like-
just too
Ooh.
many. There's too many.
It starts going downhill after two, in my opinion.
Well, I can tell you my favorite Fast and the Furious in order.
Do that because there's 10 movies, so we can already eliminate Hitchhiker's Guide.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh wait.
This is just my favorite Fast and the Furious movies in order.
Okay, so before
Let's
you go,
just cover the top 3.
right before you go, I just want to let you know that I have not seen anything after Tokyo Drift.
What is that? Like the third one?
That is the third one.
I haven't seen any of them, so.
Well, but there's
I just want everyone to know that there is a lot of movies
Y'all are
that
behind, so
my
far behind.
wife has not seen that is on our list to watch, but there's so many of them that it's too hard to catch up.
but Tokyo
We
Drift.
don't even bother.
Y'all
Like-
got a lifetime ahead of you. Sit down and watch this shit.
Oh, hold up. So Tokyo Drift
Yeah.
is chronologically, which one is that one? Because it's technically not the third one. It was the third one made, but chronologically it takes place at a different point in the timeline.
Oh, that's confusing.
It's technically fifth.
Technically fifth, yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so when Han faked his death,
Yep.
that was apparently after whatever one. So chronologically, it's fifth.
When Han, quote unquote, died but faked his death, was the one where they took out the younger Shaw.
Right over my head.
So before there was the one guy that played in the transporter, his name escapes me.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham, thank you. Before that Shaw, he has a little brother. And that little brother is also the same one that corrupted Letty.
Mm-hmm.
No.
When Letty had amnesia.
Okay, when he had amnesia, yes.
Yeah, that goes back to like 6 when they were like in Mexico, and then they bring it all the way back to like 10 or some shit, right?
Yes.
So
Well, and
wait.
didn't Shaw have a sister as well?
Yes.
Okay, the blonde one, nice ass, good tatas?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I remember her.
Holy cow, they're coming with a Fast X Part 2.
Yes, because in the very last one, Dom and his son are in the bottom of a dam that just exploded.
Well, thanks for spoiling that for me. I didn't even get to see it.
Like you were gonna go watch these movies.
You
bro.
gotta watch
Shut up.
9 other movies before you get there.
Like, you gotta catch up to even understand what is going on.
You know what's crazy? I'm sitting here looking at this list, and do you? I was gonna say, do you see
fourth
Tokyo
one?
Drift? But it's right there. I don't remember Turbocharged. That must have been like a prelude, or it's a prelude to something else.
Yeah.
No, yeah, if you, like, I actually know what that one is. If you have the second Fast and the Furious, right, it's like...
a mini series in it.
No, it's kind of. So you can go to the DVD. There's like a special thing on there. So exactly what John was saying. It's like a in between thing of the first and second.
Yeah.
That shows why Brian is currently in his current state of living in that little shitty apartment with his car and still somehow getting fucking pussy. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, never mind. I won't go into that whole thing. I'm just saying, I'm not getting no pussy. So.
But anyways, what song? What are we moving on next to now?
Right. Okay. So wait, I got a question on this though.
Ask it into your mic.
Well, yeah, I just see Darren jerking something off.
Is it the Tomater Mater?
Yeah.
No, it was me.
Is it the Tomater Mater Bater?
So, anyways,
Wait, hold on. The Los Bando, what the...
so wait, time out.
They made it in Spanish.
Hold up. I got a question. Really, real talk. What happens to the guy in Tokyo Drift? Does he actually like join
No.
Dom and them?
Which one?
No, he does
main character.
help. He does help create the rocket car in Fast 9.
The white guy?
Yeah,
Yes.
the white guy.
Oh, yeah. He comes back later on, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
But how big is his role? Does he actually do anything to help? Or is he
Yeah,
just kind of...
he helps design the rocket
Well, I meant,
car.
like, does he actually... basically, I'm saying, does he end up like all the other ones, right? They end up doing, like, secret agent stuff, going to space. Now, did he, like, make a jetpack and, like, fly somewhere to help him, or...
No, he just made the jet car. He didn't do much driving in that movie. I don't believe. I would have to go back and watch it again, but I'm like 90% sure he doesn't drive much. Because he's more of a drifter. He's not like a racer. He's not about straight line speed.
Right. I always thought it was weird that the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift really didn't have any of the main characters in it, except
It
at
did.
the very end.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to piece together a series here.
Well, Han is a main character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They
Well-
were trying to introduce other segments of this series here to keep it going for...
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
that's the only character that they use really from that movie, right? Are there other people from
Well,
Fast and the
it's
Furious
like-
Tokyo Drift?
They do it like...
Not really,
they give you
no.
like one hideaway character at the end of every movie or some shit, like Marvel does.
Yeah,
well, yeah. They did they rip it off of Marvel from Marvel?
More than likely. I mean, everybody's trying to give away a little bit to the next person to try to get them, like, you know,
right.
keep going. Like, hey.
Fast and the Furious, though, it started off so badass. Like,
Yeah,
everything that I'm about, like, fucking racing and cars and making these
Who the fuck is
Matchbox cars go super fast. Like, everybody gawks over the Supra in the first Fast and the Furious.
This guy just played an assistant in the movie. FBI assistant. That was his whole role. This dude is fucking jacked.
He's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he's a bodybuilder.
They're like, put a suit on you and stand
Anyways, continue, Drew.
Anyways, before John got distracted
there. Yeah,
by some big muscly men.
Yeah, big black guys.
PBG.
Everybody always gawked over the Supra and the Eclipse in that movie. I want Dom's RX-7 from that movie. Hit that Mazda RX-7. Forget about it.
Yeah, I like I said, I used to like them. I just after Tokyo Drift, I don't know why I never really looked into
That's it
anymore.
right there. The one on the end.
Isn't that from the second movie?
That's from the first one.
Yeah, it was like the very first scene, right? When he races them.
Oh, yeah. When they go underneath like the car or the semi truck.
No, those were Vipers.
No, those were Civics.
You remember like the very first scene of the movie where his like car explodes and starts coming apart and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the car that Dom was racing, I think.
Yeah. So the Eclipse is the green one, the one that had the danger to manifold, even though that doesn't make sense.
Right.
But that RX-7, those stock, I believe, came with a 16B rotary motor, which means it doesn't have valves. It's instead of regular pistons, it has a rotor, and it's kind of like a triangle-shaped, oblong triangle, and it just rotates to create the compression. It's great. And you don't have to worry about valve timing with a rotary because there's no valves. And you can spin those things up to like 16,000 RPM and nothing will happen.
So why don't we use those instead of the motors we use now?
They were, in the 80s and 90s, they were looking to replace the standard engine. But the reliability of the rotors after a certain amount of miles, they would catastrophically fail.
Got you.
What's called the apex seal fails in the rotary engine, and once that seal goes, you got to replace the engine.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So you're basically saying that I should get one of these cars and then I can be hooking up with somebody's sister, like Brian did,
Yeah.
I mean,
just because I have the car.
I mean, you could. I mean, dude, you got way nicer cars than that.
I know I do.
Yeah, but he never drives them.
Yeah, because they're too expensive at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to justify driving, an $80,000 fully restored Camaro.
Yep, several of them.
I mean, there's people out there driving $1 million cars.
Yeah, but those $1 million cars usually don't have an issue with rust like those cars do.
Right. And the ones I got, they overheat real quick, not because there's anything wrong with them. It's just they're more or less meant for the track. So if you're just cruising around the neighborhood, their damn things are going to melt down.
Not only that, they're a nuisance of noise.
Oh,
like when
yeah.
you're pushing, what are you running in compression, or do you know?
That, it's been so long. My dad would be the primary person to ask for all that.
See, because I'd be curious, because how loud your freaking blue Camaro is, it shakes my chest.
So, yeah, John was just scratching his head with his hat, and it was making a bunch of noise.
No. Correction.
And then
My
Kevin
hat.
snapped at him like a fucking stepdad. Hey,
But did you not see him stop and look at me?
Right, yeah, John over there, he's like, sorry, father, sorry.
Sorry,
really.
Father, don't hit me with a hanger again.
It's like, don't spray me with the hose again.
This is the reason why your rotary engine failed.
Rotary engines is considered dead because of the very poor design, poor fuel efficiency, very poor emissions, high oil use by design, poor combustion chamber sealing.
Yeah, that's the apex seal that I was telling you about.
Problematic of no start.
Yep, they suck.
Low engine torque.
But that's what you want. That's what makes a vehicle fun. What the fuck?
The possibility of it not starting.
Well, I mean, I don't see why they're bitching about like, oh, sometimes it no starts. It's like diesels are on the road. It no starts. What do you mean? If a fucking diesel engine is less than 20 degrees and you try to start it without the block heater plugged in, it's not gonna go. So, I mean, them using that as an excuse is along with the, poor fuel economy. And who cares about fuel economy? Chrysler made a 392 engine that gets 11 miles to the gallon and they put it in a Charger. We don't care about fuel efficiency. The only reason they killed that rotary is because Mazda had a patent.
Right, and then isn't fuel efficiency technically anti-American? Because if you think about it, if you want to buy more gas, it'd be more money going, back into the economicness of the country.
I mean, I guess, yeah. That might be.
Making gas stations great again.
Well, then you need like $1 fountain drinks. Everything needs to be back under like $2.
Right,
you walk in, you want a Monster, Nos, Red Bull, anything needs to be back under $2 if you want to make
True.
that great again.
10 cars with the worst fuel economy.
However, you do want high gas mileage because it is so nice. Let me tell you, I fill my car up twice a month, and that's it.
Damn, look at you go.
Rolls-Royce seems to have a common thing here. 14 miles to a gallon, 14 miles.
Damn.
Well, yeah, look at them. They're flipping blocks. There's no aerodynamics of that.
Well, not only that, they all
simple.
use the same engine and fueling system, so that's kind of an unfair.
Right. They're like, oh, we'll keep that steady across the board.
Well, yeah, because they're all like, rich people are buying this. They don't care.
The Lamborghini.
The Aventador.
10 miles.
2-seater.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Yeah, Bugatti, 10 miles. Man, just imagine how big that
Those
tank
are sports cars, though. Like, if you're going to take that on the track, only getting 10 miles to a gallon.
Dude, like, yeah, how is it only getting 10 miles to a gallon? Most sports cars actually do relatively decent.
Well, a Bugatti, you're looking at a gigantic engine with not 1 turbos, not 2 turbos, not 3 turbos, but 4 turbochargers. That is pushing so much air that you have to dump more fuel. You have to dump more fuel into the cylinder, otherwise your engine will lean out and you'll blow your engine. More air than fuel equals bad day.
Gotcha. Interesting. All right. So let's move on from the car talk, even though it's kind of interesting a little bit. I'm more interested in the topic of the night, and we're going to put John on the spot for this one.
Oh, John, it's your moment.
Oh, John.
Johnny John, the world's largest leprechaun. Let's do it.
All right.
Ooh,
So
yeah, Lucky Charms.
Tonight's subject is fucking chicken rings. Possible?
Always.
Vegetarian?
No. Chickens are involved. I don't think so.
What if? Never mind, Kayla, you're in the room. So. Okay, aliens. This isn't even my notebook. Okay.
Yes. Well, aren't your notes in there?
Yeah, there's somewhere in there.
Well,
Are aliens real?
It's like, aren't your notes in your mind?
What's everybody's opinion?
Are aliens real?
Yeah, what's let's open up with initial thoughts on aliens.
All right, my initial thought is this. Well, I was going to say this earlier before we got into the car talk. Is there's some spot where they're saying they've seen like alien crafts coming down from like the sky or whatever, but then it goes down into like this lake real quick, and it comes back out, and then it makes a bunch of trips. So they're thinking maybe they got something in like the water, or that they can take out of the water to make energy.
Oh,
so maybe something with hydrogen or something like that.
But that's not the question.
No, sorry, I was just gonna say that earlier before. But my thoughts on aliens are this. I'm 50-50. I don't know. There's a lot of theories out there. One of the things would be what's-his-face always says, it would only take 1 million years to colonize the entire galaxy, right? So if the galaxy is as old as it is, why hasn't that happened already? Which one of my theories is the crafts that we're seeing could be a drone system for colonizing planets. Now we're starting to see them more and more. So maybe we're getting scoped out.
Okay.
All right. What about everybody else? Just general overview. Aliens. Yes, no, I believe in them. Good, bad. What's up?
You'd be... I feel like I'd be too close-minded to... I'd be ignorant to think that as big as the universe is, that we're the only ones here.
That's what I agree with.
Yeah, I would. For me, I definitely think that aliens are real. But what if aliens look like us? You know what I'm saying? Versus what we think of what aliens look like.
Yeah, Ben Stiller made a movie about that.
Yes,
Neighborhood Watch.
Those are all parts of the conspiracy theories we could talk about, like going down the rabbit hole and stuff like that.
All right, what about you?
Yeah, I agree that there's probably something out there. It might not be green and crazy looking, but I think there's other life out there somewhere.
All right.
Well, what about this? Here's a thought too. Is now, when it comes to alien species, right, so they're saying we haven't seen any of them or any crap like that. So let's just go with that narrative. What if humans are the last sentient species in the galaxy?
You know, that could be a possibility, but I feel like there's no way that could happen because...
Well, we don't know. Like, check this out, though. What if, like how viruses work and stuff, right? What if there is a virus type thing that can travel through space, like spores, get into like an atmosphere and then infect a planet and then kill all life? And it just slowly is going through the solar winds and stuff throughout space. So it wouldn't happen like overnight, but over millions of years, you know what I mean? You could potentially wipe out all life in the galaxy from like spores and stuff like that.
Now, I mean, maybe.
Who's saying that we aren't the spores?
Right.
But the thing is like, even if that is something, right? Think about like black holes and stuff like that. Would they suck all the spores in that is going past them? And there's there's like a black hole in our galaxy.
Right. But it wouldn't work like that because we would be getting pulled towards it. So
Not necessarily.
I forgot what was said about black holes, but it was something to do with like the gravitational pull on them isn't like it's weaker the further away you are. So if you're right up in a black hole's face, yeah, you're gonna get sucked in. But if you're far enough away, it won't affect you. You get what I'm saying? So like the spores going through, like yeah, some of them would probably waft in that direction, get into the black hole, but some of them aren't. But with that being said, it's the way that the spores go. Because take like mushrooms, right? So if they look at them under like the whatever microscope, camera, whatever, the spores from that make the mushroom will like it flings itself.
Yeah.
So what if there was something in there that makes like super high ass like mushroom type things, and it just flicks them out into space in random directions?
I get what you're saying, but you would have to think that some alien races would be immune to it. Just like if you look at like the bird flu, right? It's very rare that it transmits to humans, but it can. But it's mainly around what?
Making sure your mic was close enough.
Okay. Anyways, what? You made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
You were talking about like the spores, and you were saying aliens being immune to.
Oh yeah. So some animals get sick from certain things that we don't get sick from, and we get sick from stuff that animals don't get sick from.
True.
So your theory would be there, and it would be something that could happen, but I highly doubt that it would wipe out every species out there that there could be.
Depending, because if you look
we're not going depending.
If the spores work the same as a virus and then it constantly mutates itself, eventually it would mutate itself into a way that could kill all life forms.
Possibly, but again, that would then have to affect something, and then something would have to spread. I would have to think that we can shut it down, that somebody could shut it down.
True.
Are you tapping, John?
But if the spores got into your brain, though,
Darren,
right, and then it would be one of those neuroworm type things that kind of control your actions and what you do, kind of like those parasitic. There are parasitic like mushrooms that'll go into ants and then they'll go back into the colony and affect everything.
Right, but I feel like I still gonna stand where I stand, that some things are gonna be immune to and other things won't be.
Yeah, I mean,
we're immune to some stuff that animals aren't immune to, and animals are immune to things that we're not immune to. So
true.
I believe any day now we're gonna find life in the planet right next to us.
Mars?
Yeah.
Dude.
They have found non-frozen lakes.
Oh yeah.
On Mars, like actual liquid lakes.
Oh.
Once we can get a water rover in there, I guarantee there's going to be living organisms in that water.
I feel like once we land there, dude, we're going to find a lot more than what we see from just the rovers themselves.
Yeah, because from the rover, all you're seeing is the rust-covered ground.
Right.
The rover isn't actually like moving anything or trying to deoxidize anything because it has no way to do that because it doesn't have the battery life to do that. So it's just driving around.
No, yeah. Dude, speaking about battery life, do you think they just have constant solar panels on top of it so it can charge, right?
Is that, I don't know how they power the Mars rover.
Well, another thing too, let's just backtrack to this would be last week. So I remember John saying something about humans whatever day cycle that we're on is like Mars's.
Oh, when you go out into space. So, like, astronauts and stuff like that, they tune to 24 hours or...
I think it's 26.
So, astronauts in space, bodies will adjust to a 24.9 hour daytime cycle.
Yeah.
So almost 25 hours.
So the reason I was saying that is because I thought we were kind of making it out like humans might have potentially came from Mars.
That is a theory as well.
So there very well could have been human life on Mars at one point. But it just went to Earth because whatever the fuck happened to Mars.
Yeah, so I have a couple theories that I found that pertain to Mars-related stuff, like what Drew was saying. So at one point, Mars looked more like Earth. It was more blue. It was not like red like it is now. There was actually water and life on it. And then... what was the rest of that? Temperatures being perfect for human bodies to live on Mars compared to temperatures on Earth. Our bodies are more fit to live on Mars than to live on Earth itself.
Which would be so crazy.
Which is interesting. I mean, wouldn't that be crazy if you actually found out humans were actually on Mars and we came to Earth because...
Right. I know that they found like some not to cut you off, John. I know they found like some door entrances and stuff like that that seem like they could be door entrances,
like portals and shit.
But now, let's turn it to Venus for a second. So we know Venus is the hottest planet on in our solar system.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though Mercury's closer to the sun.
Oh,
Venus
okay,
is
yeah, because that's what I was getting at. I wasn't sure if.
I only know this for sure because of Liam.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Venus is so much hotter is because the atmosphere or whatever, it's so like condensed or whatever, so it generates more heat. So it's doing that greenhouse effect.
Yeah, it's what is it? Gosh, I should know this. My flippin' son's obsessed with it. We're just gonna let the planets play out. But
Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Ceres, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Camilla, Maki, and Aries.
good job. Oh, anyways, what if Venus actually has life on it that we don't know? Because Venus is slowly moving its way.
You mean what?
Towards like where we're at. Like everything's kind of like expanding out a little bit. A theory that eventually we will go out of the Goldilocks
zone.
Yeah, Goldilocks zone. Thank you. And that Venus will move into it.
And then we're going to have to get off of Earth and go to Venus. And then thousands of years later, we're going to be like, oh, there might have been life on Earth.
Yeah. It's just an interesting thought that maybe that there are people that are living underneath the rocks and underneath the surface of Venus. Is all I'm saying. Is what if
it's possible?
And that like, okay, so like Jupiter is supposed to be a gas planet, right? But what if we can't just see underneath all the gassiness and it's actually solid and there's a whole bunch of civilizations there? Anyways, John, continue, please. We'll go back on track to you.
Okay, back to the Mars theories.
Or should I say Uranus?
Yeah, thank you, please. If you're gonna insult me, at least do it correctly. So more towards what Darren was talking about ancient like people from Mars being like coming to Earth. So what I read was Aztecs back in the day. There was a flying saucer that crash landed into Earth, and there was a belief that 1,600 gods emerged from this ship. And then, so they created people out of, bone, ash, and blood, and out of their own image to basically be slaves for them. And that's what created mankind today.
So wait, are you talking about the Anunnaki?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So that's where that always comes. I was trying to get back to you, so you know more about the Anunnaki. So that's the original theory about the Anunnaki right there.
Yeah. So also with the Anunnaki, the theory is too that how we gained, we were basically just created with no consciences, no nothing, just to mine gold to help their planet. Because gold is inside the atmosphere or something like that. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've learned about the Anunnaki. But basically, eventually they started sleeping with us and reproducing.
Fat guess here.
And as they started reproducing, we were able to start creating weapons and stuff like that and fight back. I could be completely wrong in butchering it, but it's something to do with them sleeping with us is what kind of made our civilization to who we are now. And it would kind of make sense that there was something. If you look at like the pyramids, the Aztecs pyramids, all the pyramids have something coming down to them. And they're all lined up in a certain way, too.
Hey, look, Shane Dawson.
So, one of the other thing I read about the Anunnakis was their skulls were shaped like this.
Yes.
And you know how you see like people back in the day, like they have bigger foreheads and bigger heads and stuff like that? That's to that's saying they're from Mars and they're not. Those are Anunnakis. Those are our ancient Martians and shit like that. So if you see somebody with like a big ass head and a big forehead and stuff like that, could be considered a Martian.
Yeah.
Now, another thing too, like you know how they say like the planet X or whatever will theoretically come close to Earth or whatever.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something with the Anunnaki and that planet? Like they made us, and then they knew, like per the rotational cycle, that it would be thousands of years before they would be close enough, and then they would get all the stuff we should have been mining the entire time for them.
Something like that. The planet Nerubi, something
like that.
Yeah, Nerubu, or the 9th planet, and it comes into play every so long.
Nairobi.
Isn't that Guardians of the Galaxy?
I don't think it's
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure it's like it's like NABUBRU.
Yeah, geez, coming from the guy that doesn't believe in aliens over here. No, it's Nairobi.
I don't know, but anyways, they needed us. The reason why we're so fascinated with gold is because they needed us to mine the gold for. No, that's not it, John.
Space stuff, because gold is used. At least we use a lot of gold in like space stuff. So it's really conductive, or
it's reflective,
conductive, reflective, and malleable.
Well, the valuableness is, is it really valuable? We make it valuable, but
it's a rare metal.
I don't know if it's
considered a rare earth metal.
Is it?
No,
Yeah.
Go to Antarctica, you'll get all the gold. But there's a treaty between all nations. You cannot mine Antarctica. It's a neutral zone.
Hold on. Look up what planet's the Anunnaki from. But
oh yeah, there's old Sarabi.
Anyways, as I was saying, they created us to mine the gold out of our planet for them so that they can put it, I believe, in their atmosphere is what they need. It would make sense on why we're obsessed with gold is because that's what we were created for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If that's how we were created, you never know. I really want to dive into this, and if we were going to, man, I would have freshened up all my knowledge on them, because this one is like one of my favorite theories out there. So I'm sorry, guys, I'm failing right now. I should have definitely done my brushing up.
You know who I think might be an Anunnaki?
A Rothschild?
Bill Gates.
Possibly.
Here's the thing. Here's my theory. And I'm basing it off of this one thing. Bill Gates, in his office, in his home, he has a cabinet. And behind each cabinet is a periodic table. It's a periodic table of elements on his whole back wall, but it's in the shape of a cabinet. And behind every door that shows the element,
yeah,
there's a sample of that element behind the door.
Huh.
Wow.
So he not only has a periodic table of elements, he has the elements of the periodic table.
That's pretty cool.
The only things that he doesn't have are plutonium and uranium, because he's not allowed to have those.
Well, then he sucks, and he's a bitch who needs to get it.
Well, it's Bill Gates. I'm sure he already has them. He just can't put them in his private display.
And he is a bitch, too, because, I mean, he'd be so easy. He'd be so easy to fight. It'd be pathetic.
I mean, he got taken out by a cream pie.
Right. Now, where, though?
Right to the face.
Well, that's just like
you.
Mark Zuckerberg being an alien, and everyone's like, when he had the barbecue sauce.
Yep, that's it right there. All right, so if you go click on that picture, the neon logo is actually a neon sign powered by neon.
Nice. That makes sense.
That's sweet.
That's it right there. That is so cool.
I think that it would be a awesome thing to have. I wonder how much that cost them.
A lot.
A lot.
How much? Like, how do you put oxygen in there? Did he just go?
Just an empty box.
It's just an empty
No,
box.
it's carbon dioxide. If you blow it out.
That's true. So did he go?
Oh, he blew in the box and sealed it.
Right, but that'd be carbon
Well,
dioxide.
if you put a plant in there, it makes oxygen.
That's true.
But it's processing carbon dioxide.
Right.
So it
Well,
would die.
speaking of processing, John, you want to process us some more of your notes?
Yes.
What else was
Now, how about that for a lead-in?
Yes.
That will never top the Mohawk to Blackhawk.
Blackhawk.
Yeah, the Mohawk to the Blackhawk.
Let's see what other interesting stuff did I find. JFK's assassination may have been related to aliens.
I knew the aliens pulled the trigger. I told you.
Dude,
They
on top
did
of that,
confirm pretty recently that there were 2 shooters.
yeah, the lady said, I'm pretty sure there was a second shooter.
One was a laser beam.
Ooh. I mean, you can watch his assassination online.
Well, they still haven't found JFK's brain.
It went.
Well,
blue.
I thought his wife gathered up part of it off the back of the car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean she I mean I'm sure her dry cleaner took it off of her dress too, but the
Pieced them back
rest
together.
the rest of his brain like is missing.
Well, yeah, that's where he got shot. So
Well-
when it kind of like exploded.
No,
all
they
over.
they saved that shit.
You think they grabbed every piece off of every part of the
Oh
ground?
no, I'm saying from what's left because he
Yeah.
didn't. It didn't blow his skull off. It wasn't a 50 cal.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah, I've seen the video, but that's not his whole brain coming out.
Well, there was something that his brain didn't actually get to where it was supposed to go, and it was a different brain apparently.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
there's a whole story behind the brain. I have to relook into it though.
So I think what they did is they just chucked the brain in some dumpster somewhere just so they couldn't get more forensics, and they gave him a different
So-
brain.
This is what he looked like on the autopsy table. His eyes were still open and everything, guys.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that first shot through his neck was bad.
But no, sorry, that was a big butt and a loud one. Big old loud butt.
Hell yeah, and can't lie.
So
You
I
other
like
brothers
big
can't
butts and
deny?
I cannot lie.
Yes.
All right, John, go on.
But the other stuff on that was the reason why that they said they assassinated JFK was trying to work with the Soviet Union and sell secrets, or not sell secrets, but basically he wanted to work with Russia on UFO stuff, and the CIA did not like that, so they had him assassinated.
I can
Yeah,
see
the
that.
CIA worked with the Cosa Nostra, and the Cosa Nostra is the American mafia, by the way. It was a whole collaboration on this assassination.
Well, like, I guess if you watch the video of him, like, doing the drive and whatnot, Secret Service was all around his car, and then they get called off, and you could see some of the Secret Service go, "What do you mean?" basically, in the video. And then he gets shot because they were supposed to be around him so that it's harder for them to shoot their target. On top of that, this is the reason why our presidential cars are no longer convertibles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'll never be president. Because I love my convertibles.
Didn't I heard like theories
Oh,
before
yeah,
this
yes.
too
They
that
had
they
one.
changed the route.
Oh yeah, that too. And they went a different route than what they were supposed to do, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot more stuff is coming out as everything's going to be released on his kill. Yeah,
On his death.
on his death, on
his
RFK's
kill.
death, on Martin Luther King's death.
So that's part of the theory that they bring up too, is like this OG original Zapruder film is like, you see how they come around the corner and then there's just this and then boom.
Yeah. Oh, dude. In some of the film, you could see trees floating, like they didn't cut it properly.
Like they're saying like I know because like I had a teacher that was hardcore into this. By this time, he was already hit.
Yeah.
He was
you
hit
see how
once and he
he's
was bent over.
that right there, how he's holding his hands up like that in that position, kind of like the chicken wing position. He just took a shot to the throat.
Yep, that was the first shot. And then he kind of leans into Jackie, and then this
Boom.
bam, number 2.
Ooh.
Like, he got fucking domed, dude. Like, holy shit.
Fucking
But
camper.
then when you see her react, like this part right here is her reaching back for brain matter and pieces of his skull.
Yeah.
Off the back of the car.
Why?
Just a
'Cause she was-
state of shock. State of shock. She didn't know what she was doing. She was like, holy shit.
Grab his brain?
like,
Keep my husband in pieces. Or
like,
keep my
honey,
husband
I
in one
think you
piece?
need this.
Right.
That's
put it back in.
crazy. I didn't know there was 2 shots.
Yeah.
So I heard the original, like they said, the original shot was like through the back. You're like, because if you pay attention to,
But why did no one react to the first shot?
hold on.
They didn't hear it.
So you see this right here when he, like I said, like Drew said, when he grabs towards his neck,
Yeah.
this guy in front of him also gets part of it.
Yeah. He got
'Cause
hit by the bullet as well.
Yeah, it was from hit the back. So if you
Oh.
watch this guy turn around, he also got hit too. So just like pieces of him. And so he's like turned around, looked at the president, like, what the fuck? And then the second shot came in.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, the first shot was from the back, and it went out the front. You can tell by the photo of him laying on the autopsy table that was an exit wound. That is not an entrance wound on his neck. That is an exit wound.
Huh.
So he was shot in the back of the neck and through because it hit the guy in front of him. And then he got shot top of the head towards the right temple, and it blew towards Nancy. Or whatever her name was. Jackie. Yeah. I was thinking of Nancy Reagan for some reason.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there were definitely 2 shooters.
Yeah, they try to say the magic bullet, like it hit a turn, but low key, it just one went here into this guy, and then the second one was the.
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald hit the neck shot. He did not hit the head shot. That his rifle was not accurate enough to make that shot for a head.
Well, I just want to know why no one heard the first shot.
Silencer?
Well, yeah, think about
Yeah,
like
they're
the
trying to
Silencer
crowd.
doesn't like really silent. Like
Well-
it kind of muffles it a little bit, but
Well, remember too, the crowd itself was probably not quiet. You get what I'm saying? So even
Everybody
with that-
was cheering.
Yeah, so you wouldn't hear it with that many people. How loud that would be, you really wouldn't hear it. Like honestly,
Yeah,
you
there's
wouldn't.
potential of that, right?
so if he would have held his neck and then went down below, he probably would have still died, but not from the head.
Oh, he was a goner as soon as it went through his neck.
Right.
Yeah, because in that photo where you saw where the exit wound is, yeah, there ain't no surviving that.
Yeah, you're done.
Dang.
He got a lead tracheotomy with that.
I was gonna say, you can hear a phone call between 2 people talking about who the hit on JFK. That his vice president was the one that called for the hit. So they think.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
That's what I'm trying to figure out too.
So there was 3 shots.
Well, yeah, because he missed one.
Yeah, he did. It went into a light post or something like that.
But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the direction. So they're saying this is the book suppository right here. So this is where
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Was. But then they were trying to say, I had a teacher that was hardcore into this shit, dude. There's a guy behind a fence. There was a guy on the grassy knolls. There's guys in the sewers with guns. There's so much things spinning around. And like Kevin said, with Trump releasing this stuff, right?
Yeah.
we're actually going to see what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of people like really excited because they'll know for a fact if they were crazy or not.
Dang, we're going to have to make this a 2-part episode.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to this, and then you got the RFK assassination,
Yeah.
and then MLK's assassination,
Yeah.
and then there's now saying that the what's his face, Joseph Shapiro, the governor.
I think I've heard that before.
The Shapiro, whatever state he governs, was the one that called the assassination attempt, called the hit on Trump.
It was an American that called the hit on Trump?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
That's treason. He should be hung in town square.
I don't know. Allegedly,
I'm not even kidding.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
I would
That guy.
say that. I would say that for
In the state he was shot at.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that for anybody like that, right?
There's a possibility, and we'll learn more, but there is a strong evidence towards that. But again, until proven guilty, we don't know. Sue, look for
I mean, I don't know what happens if, they do find him guilty. Do we get to terminate him? I don't think he should get a choice.
Oh, I right. Plot, yeah.
He don't get a lawyer either.
Oh no, if
I wouldn't give him one.
Oh, it doesn't matter even if has one. If they have any type of evidence, no lawyer's gonna get him out.
And if a lawyer tries, that
there-
lawyer gets killed too.
No,
Well,
we're
there
not.
you go. FBI director.
Yeah, everyone this is the newest one. And the Biden administration, we cannot verify these claims at the moment. Yeah, no one can, but we'll know soon. It's very interesting.
I don't know. That's all just a distraction.
Dude, I mean, here's the thing though. We're learning more about the JFK. Now we're hearing about possibly a second shooter, right? You think they're gonna keep all the knowledge of his assassination attempt out? They're gonna let that stuff fly.
No.
They're not gonna seal it up. If they're giving us everyone else's, they're not sealing up Trump's.
No.
So it says right here, met with Biden in weeks before the Trump rally to discuss the Democratic Party obstacle, and the meetings were directly tied to the assassination plan. So they got the word obstacle in quotations, which means Trump, right?
That's what I would have to assume. That if the Biden administration was also part of it, a lot of heads are gonna need to start rolling. And I'm not trying to be political.
I just say build the gallows now. They have to make it. They have to make an example of these fuckers.
Well, people need to start being arrested so that understand, like, hey, you guys start messing up, we're actually going to take care of this.
Go to any other country, I'm not even kidding, and try to kill the president and see if you still draw air.
You would be
right?
you would be hanging in the streets.
Right.
as a reward. For
Yeah.
look what you tried to do.
Yeah.
Well, like, apparently we're giving back India, a person to India that created mass genocide to them.
So maybe we should go with, like, back in the old days, like when you steal a loaf of bread, you lose a hand.
Well, I mean, it has to fit the crime. Maybe not a hand,
That's
but
what I mean. We could find something
catch
to
a pinky,
fit the presidential
a knuckle
assassin.
of your pinky is
Yeah.
by, and you have to
Yeah.
eat it.
Try to kill the president, lose both legs and your arm to your elbow.
Oh, okay.
Then you have to live and suffer.
Yeah, exactly. You only got one arm. You always got to swim in a circle.
And you
so
talk
you're just basically
ill?
screwed.
And
Not
if you
good
talk
enough.
ill of someone, do you cut their tongue out?
Hey, why not? Run it.
Watch your tongue, I'll have it cut from your head.
And
Right.
then on top of that, they will seal the tongue in glass, and then you would have to stare at it every day for the rest of your life.
Ooh, wouldn't that be
while
something?
drinking salt water.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. I noticed it's after 8. Are we trying to?
Yeah, I'd say so. Then we can continue as a part 2 the alien discussion.
Yeah, because I still got more alien notes.
Oh yeah, we'll have to do part 2 on this.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. All right, guys. We're going to call that it for this one. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you for all this love and support you guys have been giving us.
Are we
truly
doing anything
appreciate
for
it.
the special 500s? Are we doing 1,000?
We're gonna have to go for 1,000. So we're gonna do something big once we hit 1,000 subscribers.